So let's do a little palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite wrestler growing up? It's my I got no pivot, Rigo. I got no fucking pivot from that shit. It's like you're watching the TV and there's titties, and then I'm like, I turn the channel and it's like Oprah Winfrey. I'm like, oh, no titties, no titties.
Fair warning, this show contains strong language and adult themes from time to time. Sorry, Jerry can't help it.
Sick Boy Wolfgang Productions presents The Offering with Jerry Horror. A deep dive into the history of film and its filmmakers. Mostly horror, always genre.
You know, here on The Offering, I like to talk about all kinds of things. Most importantly, movies. I love movies. That's what this whole podcast is based around. And every once in a while, we're able to find a new voice. This is someone that I think you need to know about. Today's guest, Rigo Garay, is an exciting new voice, not only as an actor, but as a writer, a producer, and soon to direct his own feature. This kid has got it all. He's an absolute triple threat, something you don't see anymore. Because let's be honest, in a world of media creation, there's not a lot of filmmakers. There's a lot of content creators. Rigo is a filmmaker. He's an actor, and he has a very authentic voice. We are proud to present Rigo's vision and exactly what he brings to filmmaking in the year of 2026. So again, enjoy this very special presentation and this lovely interview we did with the very talented Rigo Garay.
Now I want you to take a journey together. A journey into the future.
Jay, there's a car in the driveway.
What do you mean?
There's a car in the driveway.
Oh, hey guys. John Spinelli from Crystal Views. Wow, look at this. Now that is interesting. I'm actually something of an artist myself. I'm an inventor and an entrepreneur with a groundbreaking product. This thing will knock your socks off.
30 seconds. I'm calling the police.
Oh, I think you're really gonna love this, pal.
How did you get the address?
You two need to leave right now.
Bingo, bongo, up the Congo.
What's going on up there? Why are you letting these guys walk right over you?
I want you to take a journey together. A journey into the future. So who wants to try first?
The media landscape in 2026 is erratic, to say the least. The whole film industry hasn't been what it's been since the pandemic. Everything is kind of in disarray. And if you walk away from the fact that we live in a total hellscape that is the United States these days, you have to just shut off your brain for 5 minutes at a time, and maybe sometimes 90 minutes to 2 hours just to enjoy a movie. With that being said, you can't just be one thing anymore. You have to bring many facets of yourself to the table. In the immortal words of my friend Lloyd Kaufman, he would usually say, you got to do it yourself. And that is pretty much what we've always done with this podcast. If you want it done, do it yourself. If you see a shitty movie, go make one. If you're not willing to make a change in the world, then you, my friend, are a part of the problem. But with today's rising young talent, we have figured out that you can be part of the solution. And how do you do that? Well, you write your own damn material. You produce it. You act in it. Listen, we were talking about this the other day. They're saying, one of the reasons that Jenna Ortega didn't do the new Scream movie was because they weren't willing to give her equity. It wasn't about just a bigger paycheck. She wanted to be a producer on the film. And when they snubbed her on that, she said, I'll take my business elsewhere. And that is the case today, especially with young talent like Timothée Chalamet. They are hip to what's going on. And speaking of what is hip to what's going on, today's guest is not only an actor, he's not only a writer, he's a producer, he does everything. He does the catering, he does it all. With that being said, let me introduce today's very special guest to the offering with me, your host, Jerry Horror, Rigo Garay. Rigo, welcome to the offering.
What's going on? Thank you for having me, dude.
Listen, you really kicked my ass with this film, Crumb Catcher. I got to tell you, producer Pete and I both went to go see Crumb Catcher on a lark. And we said, fuck it, let's go see it. And I'm obsessed with New York made movies. I'm also obsessed with New York talent, especially.
Yeah.
And your performance in that film feels like a real lived in person. and that's the thing I'm saying to myself. I'm like, I know movies are just movies, and I know I'm supposed to put my suspension of disbelief, but I feel like this dude right here is a real person in the same way you watch like Goodfellas and it's like that's Marty's neighborhood.
Yeah,
and I'm like, this dude is playing an amalgam of things he's seen. Because the thing is when I talked to you before, you're such a different guy than that character. And I was like, at first I was kind of scared to talk to you. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker's a thug. Like,
no, I'm just a big nerd, dude.
You're a big nerd who's a very good actor.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you.
You fooled me. Where did you draw on for that performance?
I mean, man, it's so funny. It's like that. I've been out of that headspace for a while. You know what I mean? But, Crumb Catcher, I mean, I don't know. It was like Chris and I, we had been building the character for a little bit. And, I basically just thought about a couple of my cousins and even like my older brother, my half brother, just like with his like mannerisms and all that, but yeah, just basically, I just like to draw from, I mean, it's kind of funny. Like some of my biggest inspiration was just people that I've come across in my 20s and high school, you know what I mean? Like, and like that shit really sticks with you, well, first of all, I'm like so excited that I'm talking to a fellow Long Island dude.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking forward to broing out with a Long Island guy, man, because you're out in Suffolk, no?
Yeah, I'm out east. I'm far out there. I'm damn near Montauk at this point.
Damn. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Suffolk is that's a whole other vibe. I mean, you guys got a whole other thing. Because I'm a Nassau guy. I'm like I'm closer to like the Queens border, like New Hyde Park.
Okay.
Like around that area. Well, at least that's where I grew up in Mineola, but then I lived in New Hyde Park for a bit. But yeah, like you know how Long Island is, man.
Oh, listen, yeah. I mean, I've got tons of producer Pete is from Queens.
Cool.
And I grew up with him on Long Island, but I try to remind him and my brother that Queens and Brooklyn is a part of Long Island. Some people will dispute this fact, but I will. Yeah.
I mean, it's not a borough, but it's part of the culture of New York, really. Like,
Absolutely.
It's even though we're not technically part of the city, it's still like, yeah, Long Islanders, we move a certain way, just like how Queens and Brooklyn and the Bronx, like everyone moves a certain way and talks a certain way, but yeah, definitely, dude. And I feel like there's a lot of, it's so funny, man. It's like, I sometimes try to explain to people there's like a certain darkness in Long Island that we all carry in us. Like it is a very weird little zone that is just like away from everything else. And we're like so close to the big city, but we're still far enough to not be, so connected to it culturally. But anyways, yeah, man, Long Island it's a weird, spooky place, and I draw a lot of inspo from that, man. There's a whole lot of, from I don't know, man, I mean, I hate to say it, man, but it's just like addicts and juggalos there's all different types of weirdos that you encounter out there. It's like that shit sticks with you. I'm in my 30s and I still write about the fucking people that I knew from from when I was like 14 years old, and all those experiences. Like sometimes I can't help but wonder, it's like are these experiences or just hauntings? You know you know what I mean? Like that I carry it with me. But
Well, that really is, when you talk about an artist, and it doesn't matter what medium you work in, you're kind of like the sponge, and it's the culmination of many years, experiences, shared experiences, and then ultimately you kind of cast that out of yourself. It's like wringing the sponge out, and it's all those flavors and all those things that through the years. And it seems like you were able to nail it with that movie. I really hope that Crumb Catcher finds a bigger audience, because it really is a cool movie. And I feel like it was one of those movies that if it was made in 1987, it would have been like a top 10 movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been like in the zeitgeist more. But it's a flooded marketplace, and it's the double-edged sword of like, all of us can have distribution, but you need to put a gigantic marketing budget behind it. Did you find any of that frustrating?
I mean, not really. I'm happy where it's at right now. You know what I mean? I guess it could be cool to have more eyes on it, but I think the audience that it has, I'm content with it. I think, and it's like our first rodeo. Like it's the first feature for both Chris and I. So everything else after this could maybe, I could maybe think about it being in a bigger scale. You know what I mean? But I'm like content with like where it's at right now, and like, it was I think we've had a couple of cool screenings and all that, and I'm like ready to to do the next thing with Chris and my own stuff, but but you're right. There is like a retro quality to that movie. I think like it's so funny, like Chris Skotchdopole, the director, when we first met, we kind of like geeked out over all these like highbrow type of like cinema, and like we talked about like Godard and Persona and all that kind of shit, and I fuck with that stuff. I like it. But the thing that's funny is that like he's so like Hollywood. It's like in his blood because of his like family stuff like that. So like he's like this guy is more of like a Tony Scott type of dude, a Ridley Scott type of dude, and it's just funny how like little things here and there shows, and it pops up in the movie. Like for example, like John's like pistol, like it's clearly just one of these like old school shitty like guns that like Kurt Russell had in like Big Trouble in Little China or something. You know what I mean? But it's just interesting. But I'm glad that you like the movie, man. I think it's a special little flick, and it kind of got me a bunch of other roles, like a bunch of other indies that I've done, and I met my manager through it, and a lot of great friends, and I'm grateful for that movie, and I'm glad you like it.
I always believe that every movie kind of, we talk about like children, and children grow at incremental rates. There are no two children that are going to grow at the same rate, absorb things. And I feel like movies are the same way. A lot of times I tell people, I'm like, well, The Thing was kind of a flop. And they're like, really? this movie's a banger. And I'm like, no, it was a flop. And people didn't like it. And E.T. was out and everybody was on that vibe. And films have that same trajectory where it's like, it will become beloved. It will become like, like fucking Donnie Darko or whatever. And people are like, oh my God, you haven't seen Donnie Darko. And I feel, if I'm going to make a prediction, Crumb Catcher is going to be one of those movies that people are going to see 10, 20 years from now. And they're going to be like, yo, that's a dope little flick. Like, wow. And you just kind of have to roll with it, because you can't ask the audience to say, like, look, this is amazing. Look at it. It's incredible. Because they're just going to say, fuck you. They are the children, and they are going to incrementally decide whether or not it becomes a part of the lexicon, becomes the conversation in the greater film sphere.
Yeah.
With that being said, you ended up hooking up with a friend of the show, Larry Fessenden, who has Glass Eye Pictures, previous guest on the offering. And how did you hook up with him? Like, what? You're a part of the Glass Eye Pix mafia now. How did this all happen?
I'm the muscle. I'm the muscle of the
enforcer.
Absolutely.
The Arn Anderson of Glass Eye Pix.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. What an honor. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll get into wrestling soon.
We'll get there. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking of my Mount Rushmore right now. But anyways, with Larry, I mean, this whole thing is crazy. Like, I've been with Glass Eye since 2015. And I was in my mid-20s, and I was a big fan of a lot of the movies from Glass Eye, and not knowing that it was Glass Eye.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then one day I just started researching, and I'm like, oh my God, this is all from like the same place. But I had seen The Last Winner at oh man, I got it from like Netflix. Remember when Netflix had the DVDs and the red fucking envelopes?
Oh yeah.
So I had seen it there, and I just, from there I'm like, wow, this dude is really cool. Anyways, in my mid-20s, I emailed them, and I'm like, hey, is there any internships? And Chris got back to me. He's like, yeah, if you want to come on by. And so I just, I started interning there, just doing grunt work and stuff. But it was cool because, like, I sat right in between Jen Wexler and Peter Polk. And, Jen is like making these movies, all these great movies. And Peter is this awesome producer who's, he did the X and Pearl and Maxine and all, it's just like,
oh yeah,
and I was sitting there with them, and I was just a kid from Long Island. I literally took the N24, the bus to Jamaica, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. I wasn't even going to film school. I was just like, and it was great. And then I became really great pals with Chris, and we sort of had this rapport where we both, I heard the interview you had with him, and it's very accurate. We just would bullshit all day and just make these funny characters and funny scenarios, and we just write that shit down. But Larry eventually was just like, this kid is cool. Maybe he should just stick around some more. And I was like, I'm not going anywhere. I'll stick around. So I just stuck around Glass Eye, and then, I've done everything under the sun, like from like sound to like PA to editing assistant, and now I'm like producing stuff, and eventually I stumbled into acting, but it's funny, man. I guess that's why I fuck with Glass Eye, because there's no real like bureaucracy to it. It's just like, dude, if you want to give it a shot, like give it a fucking shot, and we'll let you know if it's good or not, but you should at least have the shot. Which is like something that I always feel like I always had bad luck with, honestly. Most people
absolutely
not,
Listen, it's one of these things is that the studio system's broken, and it's more broken now than ever, especially as this plays out. Paramount trying to buy Warner Brothers and all this other shit that's going on. We don't know what's happening. I don't want to forecast or even say, but it's a broken media landscape, and the studio system, as we know, is broken.
Yeah.
Producer Pete and I are a huge fan of the show The Studio, the Seth Rogen show on Apple, and that just shows, because it's a farce, yet that is actually what's happening in the industry. The average person says, "Oh man, this is crazy," but no, like, they probably did try to make a Kool-Aid movie. Like they're doing a Hungry Hippos movie. Like, it's happening. Like, it's actively happening. And like anytime that you ever feel, and this is for all filmmakers, if you ever feel down on your luck, Vin Diesel still has Rock'em Sock'em Robots in active development, along with Kojak, at Universal, which is insane to me, but that is the landscape. What's crazy is, with Glass Eye, you were in a film, Blackout, and Blackout is this racially charged werewolf movie. Yeah. And it's a part of like the Fessenden monsterverse that he's now created with all his films like Habit and stuff. And I'm watching this movie and I'm like, this is what's going on. I'm like, this is what's actually happening in this country. And that, like, it blows your mind, because so many times it's so hard, because the way the zeitgeist moves so quickly, it's like, it's hard to be in the moment and be a movie that is saying something, that is speaking to our subconscious, because that shit is actually happening. Like, with Night of the Living Dead and stuff, it's touching on a lot of different things, like racism and whatnot. But it's also, Vietnam War. There's a lot going on, and you can feel that. You can feel those undertones, overtones. But with Blackout, like, just tell me a little bit about your experience with this film, because it feels, especially as an El Salvadorian, like, this is what's happening in our communities.
Yeah, no, totally, man. I mean, that movie, it's very interesting. I mean, it definitely has commentary on like racism, but also class and all politics and the environment. And I mean, that movie is very, it's like Larry just carefully crafted it, that script. And yeah, I feel like, I mean, and the guy just has so much to say, and he just like does not hold back. You know what I mean? So you feel it. You feel, you just can't help but to, I don't know. Like, I just really connected with that script, because I agree with all that kind of shit. Larry had been cast in the movie, and I was just like, yeah, why don't I just like, I'll just play one of the background guys. I'll just be like, just some random dude. And he's just like, well, oh, all right, well, we'll see. And then later, he had me read for that part of Miguel, and I was like, sure, all right, I'll read it, but I don't know if I'm what you want. And he's like, just read it. And then I read it, and then they gave me the part, and it was sweet. And I like the part too, man, because it's like, it's not the type of character that I usually get. Like, he's just such he's a family man and a blue collar, working class type of dude. And there's something very wholesome about the guy, and I love that kind of shit. I mean, he has a family and a kid, and I don't really get to play that much. So I'm really grateful for that part. I love it. And yeah, man, and then like the whole, because basically the part is like, Miguel's whole thing is that he gets blamed for the murders, or the killings that this werewolf has committed. And but he gets blamed for it from like the town folk and this one specific dude. I don't want to give too much away, but it's like, again, like growing up on Long Island, like that stuff is real, like there are I can relate to that. I can really, because it's a very, like, Long Island is such a socioeconomically segregated place. And it's,
well, it's not, listen, you were born in 88, correct? Yeah, and my little brother was born in '88, and it's like I feel bad for you guys because at least like I got to have some chill time in the '80s and '90s. I
Mhm.
feel like folks your age have been actively living through history. It's like welcome to the recession, welcome like welcome to this, welcome to that. It's like you guys have lived through all of it, and it's just
Yeah.
there is an uncertainty that comes with your demographic where you guys like there is no institution. Everything is just by the seat of
Yeah.
your pants. And that sucks. It's hard
Totally.
doing that.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And honestly, like even right now, I'm like having a hard time really uh discussing my plights with racism and all that kind of stuff. I'm just like, man, like shit is so fucked up right now, man. I feel like one false move and you know end up in the back of a truck or some shit. You know what I mean? So like, it's real out there, man. And you know, that's why I love doing work that touches up on that stuff. I mean, dude, art is like the last thing that we really have. Like we can't say anything else. We can't say shit. We can't do anything else. So it's like might as well create things that where we can actually have a voice. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. But old Uncle Jerry ain't gonna hold back. So here we go.
Me too, man. I mean, that's the Long Island thing. We don't give a fuck. I don't.
Yeah. It's my sister has a candle business, Knows Best Candles in
Yeah.
Bushwick. Go make your own candles. You go to knowsbest.com. You can buy the candles. It's a shameless plug, but it's my sister. I love her. And
Oh, yeah.
my sister is Guatemalan, and they had a dispute with some shit with the landlord. And the landlord was like, yo, he's like, if you fuck with this, I'm going to call ICE. And it was like,
Yeah.
yo, like, the thing is, it's like, you might think that's cute. You might think I don't even think that's a microaggression. That's just, you're throwing, that's serious.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're gonna fucking deport me, put me in a detention center because I'm Latina? Like, what the fuck? But this is where we live. This is 2026. And we can actively talk about it and be a part of the change. But it's fucked up. And it's fucked up too, because based on your demographic, based on your age, it's like what fucking Blue Bloods, Law and Order 12. It's like Latin Thug #4.
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, totally.
Have you
Yeah.
gotten like casting calls for that shit? It's like they want you to play like Born in East LA, like
Yeah. I know. I actually played a gangbanger for like 5 episodes, like Law and Order, like the same guy. But I fuck with the role, honestly. I thought he was
yeah.
he was like the big bad of the season, and he was a nasty fucking dude. So I thought that was kind of dope. Yeah, I just love playing bad guys, so I'm like, why not? But yeah, man, it's true, dude. I think yeah, it's dark times we're living in, and it's like funny. I sometimes have a hard time really, I guess, expressing my fear and all that stuff, because I think there's other folks out there that have it worse than me.
Absolutely.
I'm a light skinned dude with fucking Warby Parker glasses, and I like fucking listening to Bob Dylan and shit. Like I don't think I'm in the most danger as like other people that actually are, that so that's why I kind of have this like weird guilt where I'm just like, dude, like shut the fuck up, man. You'll be fine. And
yeah.
But with that being said, like I think the thing that I feel most, man, is like, honestly, I just feel this whole situation, like a part of me just feels like embarrassed. You know what I mean? Like it's like really embarrassing to, I don't know, man. I just feel like whenever I walk into a room full of like Libby white people, you know what I mean? They're just like if you need anything, let me know. I know things are really rough out there. I'm like, I'm gonna be just fine, yo. Like, what you talking about? My cousins might be fucked up. You know what I mean? Like they need that, but I'm good. I don't, I'll see you at the Tame Impala concert. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, yeah, there's a bit of like this like embarrassment and And just I'm even just embarrassed with the nation that just how can you guys allow this to happen? I mean, how can we as a nation allow this shit to happen? It's just I don't know. It's just like it's something that a naive Rigo, 15 years ago, like said to himself, like this shit would never happen. This shit would never, and it is, and it's crazy. Oh, it's fucking sick. We have a bunch of weirdos in the White House. We have a bunch of fucking yeah, it's
Pedophiles.
dark. Yeah, man, what the fuck? It's so crazy.
Can you imagine being so powerful, so white, and so rich that you're willing to start a war to take away from your pedophilia?
Yeah, for real.
But poor people fight wars. They always forget this. They always forget.
Yeah.
Baron Trump isn't getting drafted.
No.
It's people who are trying to better themselves.
Yeah.
And the sad fact is what they don't want to say is, and this is what Uncle Jerry knows, because most of the servicemen I know are Latino.
Yeah.
And guess who's fighting your wars? Yet we want to put these people, we want to lock them away or deport them. But it's okay if you go to another strange land and kill other brown people that we don't like or we need money from. Please. It's fucked up, man. It's hard. Like, I try to wake up every day and it's like I just try to pretend like, okay, we're gonna do the mindset thing. We're gonna move forward. We're gonna stay positive. We're gonna give back to our community. And it's like, meanwhile, I'm like, I have to put on a straight face because I'm like, this is fucking cooked. It's like insane. But we have to make art. I think it can be the perfect place. I don't know. See, to me, like, protesting doesn't work. But if you can make a dope movie or you can make a cool action figure and that can make someone's day better, I think like you've actively been part of the solution. And we all have to do that as artists. We all have to say to ourselves, like, we can change things. I think back in the day when you had guys who were like these incredibly trained actors, Black actors, Latino actors that were like, you have your choice of being a thug, or, and you would hear these guys like Denzel Washington and they'd be like, like a brother doesn't want to be a Crip or a Blood. A brother just wants to be treated like a man. And like, it's almost like this Elizabethan thing that's happening. And you're like, this guy is way beyond this material, but that's the only shit the dude could get. Yeah. And like, it's crazy to me too. Like, oh shit, Uncle Jerry. And now I'm on.
Nah, yeah, let's do it.
I had one of our friends of the show, Jamie, I had said to him, listen, I'm like, why hasn't there been a huge Latin slasher franchise? I'm like, I don't know, fucking set it at Quinceañera. Like, do something with it. I don't fucking know. But like, every time that I go to these movies, I go to horror movies all the time. And I'm looking in the audience because I'm crazy. I like to watch the audience. Sure. And I'm like, well, what do they pop for? What scares them? And I watch the audience and I'm like, there's a lot of fucking Latinos watching these movies. And I'm like, why are we not making shit for them, by them, using their voices, amplifying their voices? Because I'm going to be honest with you, and hopefully somebody hears this fucking podcast, somebody at Universal, and they say, hey, Jerry, why don't you produce this movie? You need to have a movie that is a Latin cast with Latin actors, and it's a horror movie. Like, this is not rocket science. I'm not like a genius or anything. And it's the same thing. It even goes like, I have a lot of Indian friends, and my Indian friends are always like, Indian people love horror movies, man. Like, why are there more Indian people in horror movies? And I'm like, because I ain't listen, give me a job. Put me somewhere at a studio. I'll make that shit happen real quick.
Nah, for real, man. I do agree, man. I do think that inclusion in art is very important. But I also think that the cynical side of me is also saying, like, that stuff is important. It's all great. But, like, will that stop the bombs from dropping, though? Like, will that stop
the
bullshit? That's the sad part about it, man.
But you give it to a kid that gets to see themselves and say, like, yo, like, people don't understand. Like, I talk to a lot of little kids and they tell me, like, Miles Morales is a big deal for them as somebody who's A, biracial, and B, Puerto Rican. Like I like Miles Morales is that dude for them, and that's important. And a lot of times we pretend that it doesn't matter, but when you're a little kid playing with an action figure, it's like, you know, it's same thing like with Damian Priest, pro wrestler. He's a Puerto Rican guy, and it's a big deal to the community. I mean, we just had this huge moment where we asked all of Puerto Rico, stand up. This is your moment. This is not just a show at the Super Bowl. This is a whole nation. This is a whole people. This is the moment to celebrate and embrace this culture rather than repel it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you stand against racism, with dope music. That's what Bad Bunny did.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, I guess it does instill a sense of like camaraderie and solidarity, and that shit goes a long way, you know.
We need it. Right now, we need it. We need people to be energized. We need people to be seen. And a lot of that shit sounds cliche and corny, but at the same time, like, there's a little dude growing up, like there's a little Rigo, there's a little Jerry out there, and it matters to them.
Yeah, no, totally, man. It's it's so crazy, man. I've like built up this like terrible cynicism about everything, but that's because like I remember seeing, like I used to go to like a lot of protests and stuff, and back in like 2014, 2013. And yeah, I mean, I saw some gnarly shit. There was even ice raids in Long Island then, you know what I mean? Like, it's just it's not as militarized and fucked up as it is now, but I remember it even being around then, and just like a part of me now, I just feel like today, like it just devolved into just this mush, dude. It's like it's so crazy. I think in 2016, I think there was this a shift the moment bro was fucking elected. I think there was a cultural shift, and I think everybody collectively, like, something snapped in our psyche. And I don't think Trump is a person. I think Trump is a culture. And I just think everybody, it's almost like Invasion of the Body Snatchers or whatever, like everybody collectively on that day, the way we think, the way we treat each other, the way we talk to each other has all just changed, and it will not go back. Like, I think on that day, something possessed us collectively, and we're seeing it now. And I think we're done, dude. Like, I don't think we will ever go back, you know, to how we used to live. You know, it's crazy.
It's scary.
Yeah.
And I try to tell people now, I said, oh, no, we're beyond politics now. This is no longer a political thing. It's not right side, left side of the aisle.
Yeah.
I tell people there are two different types of people in the United States. There are good people and there are bad people. And you must actively make a choice what you believe in. And if you think it's okay for these oligarchs, these billionaires to build a gigantic private army, because, you know, we talk about divide and conquer. Well, they divided us. Now, what's the next part? Conquer.
Yeah, for real.
I always tell people, and this is what I say, especially to all my LGBTQ plus brothers and sisters. I say this to the trans community. It's like the mutants in X-Men. Well, today it's the mutants. But guess what? Then tomorrow, we don't like those people. And those people got to go too. And pretty soon, we're all getting put to death because we're not good enough for the elites, or we don't look like them or sound like them. And I am telling people right now, I know this is a movie podcast. Be good to your neighbors. Be kind to your neighbors. Help people. Even if you think it's a little small act of kindness, because we are in the United States in 2026, in March, we are fucking going through it. And everybody, all of us, we need to get on the same page, because it's never been him and her and them and versus, it's us versus them now. And the boot is clearly on our throats. And we're getting to a point where if we don't actively start participating, no matter how small, how large, whether it's in the arts, we will hit the point of no return. And I don't want to live in that country. Then me and you, we're going back to El Salvador.
Absolutely, man.
Going back.
hanging out with toucans and eating fresh mango and chilling with
Yeah.
my parents.
I did not want this. The thing is it's like, yeah, man, I've got this fucking movie podcast, but I'm also at this point where it's like, if I don't say something, I'm doing a disservice. And if you don't like what I'm saying, that's fine. But maybe if you don't like what I'm saying, you need to check yourself. You need to really think about what you're supporting and what you're about. And listen, I've been given a platform, and there are people that are cool and they listen to this show and they love it. But at the same time, I have to speak my truth, and I have to, this is like, obviously I can't do this. Like if I'm doing like Jeff Speakman Street Night, I can't just talk about like, it's a 90s martial arts thriller. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck ice. And people are like, what is he talking about? When does he get to the Kung Fu? And I'm like, there's no Kung Fu, bitch, just ice. So yeah, I'm gonna say it right now. Fuck ice. Fuck Donald Trump. And I'm gonna move away from this topic.
Yeah.
Because I know there's somebody who fucking shut this shit off, and it's like Jerry Hart.
Yeah. Talk your shit, Jerry. Talk your shit.
They're putting me on a list somewhere. So let's do a little palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite wrestler growing up? I got no pivot, Rigo. I got no fucking pivot from that shit. It's like you're watching the TV and there's titties, and then I'm like, I turn the channel and it's like Oprah Winfrey. I'm like, oh, no titties, no titties.
Yeah.
Go back to the titties. Look at the titties. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I think my favorite growing up, I mean, I would have to say Eddie.
Yo.
I would have to say Eddie. Yeah, definitely. And a part of me also, I think Kurt Angle. Like, it wasn't until a little later I realized, like, no, you know what? You're actually a huge Kurt Angle fan. I thought he was fantastic. And of course, like Mick Foley, like,
oh yeah.
Like, I remember as a kid, like seeing Mankind, he like freaked me out when he was like doing these like pig squeals in the ring. And he's just like, his promos are so weird. And I had never seen anything like that before. I thought he was what a great talent.
Oh, absolutely.
He's so good.
I got to work with him on a number of occasions. And
really?
Not only, it's the same thing like you said with Larry. He's a family man.
Yeah.
And he really is this good dude. Like they're working on a biopic, and I'm like, if they can get it right, because I read his books, I'm like, if they can nail this, somebody's winning a fucking Academy Award.
Hell yeah, man.
But if they don't, that ain't gonna be good either.
No, absolutely, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, those were the good old days, man. I really I love that kind of shit. And like now, like I'm revisiting a lot of the old stuff, and I kind of have a whole new love for some of these dudes. Like I have this new appreciation for like Harley Race and Ricky Steamboat and even, I mean, Ric Flair, dude. Some like his matches were crazy back in the day. Like the Nature Boy, he was incredible.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you watch anything with him and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, it's like, holy shit.
No, absolutely, dude.
And it's crazy because if we go back to that era, they were living double lives, and there was still kayfabe. It's crazy how like we've broken kayfabe. Like they've got that show on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like Paul Heyman's heated. Paul Heyman's like, I don't like, and he's not wrong. That shit, but he's not wrong. Kayfabe is what made the magic. Heels and faces couldn't have lunch together. Nothing. No, can't see that. I mean, can you imagine living through that era?
Absolutely. Dude, I love how Ric Flair is still a heel out in public. You ever watch that video of him at the pizzeria? He's like, the guy was just like, where he was like drunk and cursing at the dude working there, and he's just like, why don't we step outside? And the guy's like, no. He's like, why not? Because I'm on the clock. He's like, yeah, you're on the pussy clock.
It's crazy though, because that was, even as these guys got older, like the Iron Sheik, it's like, yeah, let them get drunk, let them smoke weed, because they're just gonna talk shit and they're gonna cut promos. And it's like, I worked an indie show once when I was a kid, and Jim the Anvil Neidhart was there, and he was no stranger to substances. And he cut a promo on a dude, and it was kind of like, yo, he's really telling you he's going to kick your ass, but half of it is the theatrics that he's been taught. And I'm like, this is a weird moment. And then I also, that same show, Marty Jannetty, who, like back in the day, like the WW magazine, like we had some demons, like that's how they used to say it. But Marty got so fucked up at a show once that he was chasing around his girlfriend with a drill. And I was like 17 years old, and I'm watching this, and I'm just like, so this is pro wrestling. Like, and it made me love it more. It made me love it more. It was a part of that madness, like ECW was huge at that point, and that was a cultural movement and a shift. And that's the thing, is that like, that's why people love pro wrestling, because there is that real side to it, but it's great storytelling. Do you ever feel like any of this stuff has influenced you, like with your storytelling?
I think it does in with like dialogue, actually. Like I watch a lot of like, dude, I mean, if you look at like Jim Cornette promos, like that man is a wordsmith. I'm like, dude, that guy's definitely reading some of the same books. Like this guy, incredible. And just like, I mean, I love larger than life characters, and I love just people that are like almost on the verge of just being like absurd, but still grounded in reality in a weird way. And I think that's what wrestling is, man. You know what I mean? It's exactly that. So it's like definitely a huge influence, without a doubt.
I mean, like one of my pitches was I always wanted to do a TV show called Territory Days. And we couldn't, because of we would have to allegedly, it would be like Boogie Nights, where it's like, we know that this is John Holmes, we know this is, Peter North, but we can't say it. So I would have done what I would do with a show is, it's 4 years before Vince starts his takeover. And it's just, you go into these various territories and see what these guys are doing. Heels kind of almost pulled it off. I like Heels. Did you watch any of Heels?
I didn't watch it. I know of it. I know what's his name?
It's a little corny. It's a little cheesy, but at the same time, if you're a wrestling fan, it's dope. Punk is in that show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Punk plays like an over the top heel from the Ozarks. Like he's actually really good.
I think he's like my current favorite guy. It's funny, like I like Punk, and but I think I like Phil Brooks even more. I just think he's a dope dude, and he doesn't bite his tongue, and he like is not afraid to get political, and he's not afraid to fight the system and speak his mind. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people hate this guy because he like at one point was maybe a dickhead or an egomaniac, but I don't know, man. I think
that's pro wrestling.
Inspirational. Yeah, and he's an inspirational dude. Like I love to move like Phil Brooks, and he's a huge Bret Hart fan, and Bret Hart is also kind of cool in my book, to be honest.
I like Bret Hart.
I like Bret too. Yeah, I think
he believed his shit. He's the excellence of execution. The best there ever was. The best there ever will be.
It's just crazy to believe that like people hate some of these guys because they didn't get along with their boss or like the giant company that like they worked for. Like that's all of us. That's like a regular person. Like that's, like nobody working at Starbucks fucks with that evil fucking company. Those pieces of shit. Like nobody ever fucking. So, like it's. Well, I'm different. My boss and I are really good friends, so that's a different case.
It's not an Austin McMahon situation.
Man. No, it's definitely not Austin and McMahon. But those guys, man, they're okay in my book, dude. I love those guys.
I feel bad, like if I hit Larry with a fire hydrant or something, like not a fire, like a fire hydrant, like I'm the fucking Hulk. I'm picking up fire hydrants.
Yeah, man. I would love to one day write a wrestling movie and have him be like the Al Snow type of guy, like how Al Snow is for like OVW, like the guy who's like in charge. Like I would love that kind of thing.
Maybe listen, I've got some ideas, Rigo.
Oh,
It's
dude,
funny.
we make a wrestling movie. Forget about it.
Everybody that comes on the show is just me soft pitching bullshit. I'm just like, would be a good idea, wouldn't it, Larry? Like a pro wrestler, the werewolf.
That's the film industry. It's just people soft pitching bullshit all the time. Yo.
That really is the film industry, though. Everybody, it's pro wrestling too, because it's like, oh, cool, Rigo. Oh man, you got this stuff going on with this movie, but hold on, I got to get my shit in, and I got to get my merch over.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
It's America, dude.
Hey, don't forget, folks, if there's places like iTunes or Spotify.
Hit the like, subscribe, and
smash that like button. Subscribe, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you cut a promo on them.
Yeah, it really is though, because and the other thing that's crazy about pro wrestling, especially if we're talking about 2026, not only do we elect a man who was in bed with Vince McMahon for many years, everything has become professional wrestling, because professional wrestling, when you break it down, when it all breaks down, we always talk about it's psychology. And psychology is storytelling. It is the impetus and the reason for why people move and do what they do. And it's like, now we live in a place where, like, RFK he's a fucking wrestling character. Yeah. You know, like, I could imagine RFK being aside from like Nikolai Volkov or some shit and being like, you need to drink raw milk, brother, and get out there and make sure you support the troops. And my buddy Kid Rock's got something to say. You know, like, but right? Like, it's
absolutely
insane.
Dude.
It's insane.
Kid Rock is like the hornswoggle of the fucking administration. He's just that's maybe giving him too much credit.
It probably is giving him too much credit.
More like James Ellsworth or yeah, Jesus.
Listen, I mean, shit, man. You know, I always think about that guy, Zach Gowen, the guy who had one leg.
God, the guy with one leg, yeah. When Vince threw him down the stairs or whatever the fuck it was, or maybe not. No, it was Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
Yeah, good God.
Fucking Zach Gowen got over. Zach Gowen has one leg. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, if you can't get over and you got two legs, that's it, buddy. You know, back to fucking TNA for you.
Oh, yeah, no, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah. It sucks, man. But, you know, it's crazy too. Like, we just saw Danhausen, who's been this indie phenomenon. Yeah. And like, I saw him pop up on the Elimination Chamber, and I was like a little kid. I was like, oh my God, it's fucking Danhausen. I was like, and I'm so happy for him, because he's been a guy who is just, he created this gimmick, and it's a spooky gimmick. I love spooky gimmicks. Sure. Undertaker was my guy back in the day, because a lot of times, even as a kid, I was like, you know, these wrestlers don't take this shit seriously. Like, this man's got a match with Tito Santana, and he's not taking it very seriously. But the Undertaker, he sold it. He was like, no, this is real, dude. This is real. This matters. I'm a demon warrior from another. And I believed it. I was like, oh, he might be. And it's crazy, because people are like, why did you get tattoos? And I'm like, I don't know. Because I was fucking 5 years old sitting and watching The Undertaker. And I'm like, look at that guy with those tattoos.
No, absolutely, dude. I think is that your top guy? Is that your Taker?
He's one of them. I mean, there's so many. And I will put Foley as one of my top guys.
Hell yeah.
Because the fucking promos. The promos in ECW are a masterclass. Yeah. Like, they're talking about, you know, Kane Dewey. You want to hit my little son. And he's going into these incredibly dark psychological places. And people are like, yo, this is great.
Yeah.
And I like,
he's like on the verge of tears and his voice is shaking and stuff. It's really good.
It's performance.
Man.
It's performance. And I think we get so wrapped up in it, just talking about it, you suspend your disbelief. And it's like, that's why, like, there's people who are like, you know, it's fake. And I'm like, yeah, so is the fucking guy who runs this country. That guy's fake as fuck too. That shit is a work as well, brother. So, and it was heartbreaking too, because like you find out your heroes are flawed. You know, I loved Hulk Hogan. I thought he was so cool, and I loved Hollywood Hulk Hogan as a heel. And then I'm like, wow, this guy might be a racist piece of shit who ate too much pork during a illegally taped. You can't make that up.
No,
You can't.
absolutely.
You can't. Too much pork, brother.
I
can't
love
make that shit up.
I love his Benjamin Shelton mix up. Remember that? Where
yes. Oh my god.
That was one of the last things he did before he died too, is mess up Shelton Benjamin's name.
We're coming for you, sucker.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. No, I agree, dude. Wrestling is a great thing, though.
It really is, and I really hope that sometimes people look at it as lowbrow entertainment, but I feel like it's crazy too, because whenever you talk to people, like, you know, you got Paul Thomas Anderson, he's probably going to win for one battle. Like, we all know he's going to win for one battle. And like, I've heard him talk about like Don Morocco and like people that he liked and I'm like, this guy is like one of the best directors in the world.
Yeah.
And I'll bet you if we fucking get Ryan Coogler on this chat, he's got something to say about it. Everybody loves it, and they look at it as lowbrow entertainment, but really what it is it's a soap opera for the people.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's like a great sport too, man. You know, I love I love watching like Dean Malenko and like Lance Storm matches where they don't even say a word, but it's just like it's like poetic, man. Just seeing them getting out of these arm bars and these headlocks, and you know, there's just something so pretty about it, and yeah, man, I think it's great, dude.
It's an art form, and I think everything they've been doing with the Mexican wrestlers,
oh yeah,
has really gotten over.
Yeah.
And it's like El Pentagram and guys like that. Like, it's just like, holy shit. Like, there's a whole nother side to this that people have. And people do, like, they talk shit about wrestling, but it's like, get in there and try to do what they do for 5 minutes. You'll die.
Dude, it's crazy. I love that one Twitter beef that happened with Soulja Boy where he was just like, man, wrestling some fake bullshit, and Randy Orton clapped back. Did you hear about that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, he called him a hoe bitch. He's like, come step into my world, you hoe bitch. You wouldn't last a day.
No, he wouldn't last. Listen, I hate Soulja Boy. Oh man, he's terrible. He's, you know, like, and it's crazy because like I've lived long enough to see ringtone rappers. I've seen the SoundCloud rappers. Those guys are almost all done. You know who did embrace the WWE? Tekashi 6ix9ine. Love him or hate him, he's like a pro wrestler.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's the ultimate heel.
Yeah,
ultimate heel.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you know, Vince always used to say, it doesn't matter whether they hate you or whether they love you. You got to get a reaction. Yeah. If you go out there and it's crickets, you're in trouble. You're dead on arrival.
Yeah, man, absolutely, dude. It's totally true. Yeah, Tekashi is definitely the ultimate heel. And like, it's funny, I really can't think of another wrestler that I could really compare him to, but you know, I definitely do sense some of that in there.
50 Cent, the ultimate troll. I mean, the stuff that he does, that's wrestling psychology.
Yeah, man. He's like Drew McIntyre. He like talks so much shit and trolls. Absolutely, man. Yeah, absolutely. Shawn Michaels, huge fucking troll back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Huge troll. Oh my God. And dude, I can watch Shawn versus Jericho like every day. I know I'll never get bored, man.
What's crazy is how petty these guys remain after all these years. Like they had Bret Hart and he was doing this Q&A, and this was literally done like 3-4 months ago.
Oh, I saw that one.
And he's like, now I'm not saying that, you know, in his Canadian droll presence, I'm not saying that Vince and Shawn Michaels were fucking, but I'm not saying that they were fucking. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, Shawn, this happened almost 50 years ago. Like, let it go.
In a room full of people.
Yeah.
Like, yo, he did not give a fuck. He was just like, yeah, no, there was some shit going on there. Like, yo, that is so out of pocket.
It's crazy too, because even like when I was a kid, I thought Scott Hall as Razor Ramon. I really thought he was Latino, and then I just realized he watched Scarface too many times.
Yeah. He pulled the De Palma Pacino thing.
But
Even though I love those movies, man.
dude,
I love
oh fuck
Carlito's
yeah.
Way is a fucking masterpiece, man. I don't care what anybody says.
When I still love Scarface,
Hell
but
yeah.
I like Carlito's Way more. It's crazy because it's everything they learned together, him and De Palma, but it's like on another level.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like elegant, and I mean, I can't
Yeah.
believe I didn't even use that word, but compared to Scarface, and it's a much more of a the character has more of, well, obviously Scarface is like
He's a cartoon.
yeah, and like it's just like I love seeing Pacino in his like sweetheart roles, you know what I mean, where like you just like look into his eyes and they're just so like soft, and he's just such a delicate person. Like I love those type of roles. He's just, that's the shit that he's like the best at, man. Like if you watch like Scarecrow or even like
Yeah.
Godfather, it's like you just see this like softness, this soft interior that he has, and it's like, man, that shit just really speaks to me, yo. You know, and you see that in Carlito's Way, you know.
It's crazy because like he's an Italian American, but it's like, can we do that? Like in 2026, can you do that? Because both of the parts, both of his signature roles are Latin men.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was in the barrio running a really shitty tattoo shop a long time ago. And
Damn.
I remember how many dudes they would tattoo like Tony Montana shit on. And I'm like, you know that guy's Italian. Like portraits. How many rappers? Scarface the rapper. Like how many people like but that's the thing, is that it's like Scott Hall. If you're good at the role, we can overlook it. And also there was very little Latin representation in WWF at that point. So like the only guy we had was a fake Latino. That's how bad representation was.
Absolutely.
Now we got real ones. It took a little while, but we got real guys.
Yeah, they let him in the door finally.
It's
Absolutely.
insane.
Yeah.
So you just did this audio play. And okay, so please explain to our audience what this thing is, because it's wild and I love it, but I want to hear it out of your mouth.
Well, it's part of a series called Tales from Beyond the Pale. It's something that Larry and Glenn McQuaid have both started, I think back in like 2010, a long time ago. And we are on our 5th season. Excuse me, no, we're on our 6th season. And it's these half-hour audio plays written by different people and directed by different folks, and it's just these short little spooky tales. And we've had awesome actors and directors throughout the years, like from like Vincent D'Onofrio to Ron Perlman to I mean, we've just, the list goes on and on. Honestly, if you guys check out talesfrombeyondthepale.com, you'll see like that list is nuts. Doug Jones, Tony Todd. I mean, shit, man. It's like, it's very impressive. And we are on a brand new season right now. We've had a little comeback, and I got to do an episode of my own, and it's called Super, and it's about it's about a New York City superintendent of a building who encounters a super gator on the night of the Super Bowl. And it's just, look, it's like this, there's a lot of like, political and social commentary and blah, 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 but it's not, the funny thing is that it's not, it's a satirical take on that. You know what I mean? It's clear, it's purely satire, and it's just like, how the left views the right and how the right views the left or views everybody else. And that's just my it's almost therapeutic to me, man. I just like to laugh at these things and how and everything's so bleak now that all I can do is just laugh. You know what I mean?
Listen, I was telling people at work yesterday, I'm like, I'm interviewing this dude, Rigo. I'm like, listen to this idea for a movie. And I tell him, like, it's a superintendent and it's a Super Bowl and there's a fucking gigantic crocodile. It's like, is this something you would be interested in investing in? Yeah, I would. Listen, I want you to get this movie made. I desperately want to play someone in this movie. You know, like a gas station attendant or a bodega owner. Anybody. I don't care. I need you to get this movie made so I can get a good part. I think it's a great idea for a movie.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, dude. It's fun. That's the beauty of Tales, actually. I think like Larry even says it too. It's a lot of times it's like these ideas are, you can never make it into a movie because like the budget would just be so crazy. So it is really freeing for these writers and directors to come in and just tell the story in an audio format. It's kind of beautiful. So and also the thing that's crazy, man, is that a lot of these tales do end up becoming movies. Like, for example, Blackout, Larry's werewolf movie, started as a tale. It's a tale episode, and he turned it into a movie. So it's not the first time it's happened. But
listen, I am team Super. This needs to happen. Because I love that movie Alligator and Alligator 2.
Oh man, with John Saxon, right? Yeah. He played the detective in one of them, I think.
I think so. I know Robert Forrester was it.
Damn, that's what.
No, because here's the thing. There is a fucking nerd contingent that will be like, actually, Rigo was wrong. It was Robert Forrester.
Thank God.
Because that's the thing. It's like, I'm not allowed to get shit wrong anymore because it will show up in the comments. It's like, actually, Michael Myers only murdered 5 people. I'm like, but do you count the dog? Because I think he ate that fucking dog in Halloween. The dog he picks up, they're like, oh, it's just bones. He ate a fucking dog.
Yeah.
See, these are the things they didn't do. They didn't do in the later Halloween sequels. I need to see Busta Rhymes eating a dog. Better movie.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Dude, I love Halloween Resurrection.
Yeah, dude.
People always shit on it. I'm like, no. I'm like, it's great. Like,
my girl Tara Banks.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. That movie's a banger. It's a sleeper.
It's so ridiculous. And the thing is, it's like, producer Pete sent me this link, and we were talking about like the original conception for that movie was going to be a found footage Halloween movie. And they shot a bunch of the footage, and they were like, oh, this does not work at all. Like, so they're like, all right, let's like fix it. And it is what it is now. Now it's the masterpiece known as, and it has its fans though. Yeah. We talk about these things. This is why, as I've gotten older, I've learned, like, there is some child on X right now, and he's screaming. He's like, they fucked up Scream 7. And he's just flipping out about something. I don't give a shit. And I think when you do sequels, like if you do a sequel to Super, you do, all right, the second one is the World Series. Like, it's like, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Like, let's have fun with it, because I tell people you can only get more whackety schmackety. It can only get stupider. And we're missing that, because the thing is everybody either wants to be taken so seriously, they're afraid. People are actively afraid to make art now because they're going to be, and listen, as well as I know, if you made a movie and you make a movie like The Room and people really get in there, that's love. They don't hate that movie. That's not the worst movie ever made. They love that movie. And that's like the beauty of all of these art forms, whether it's pro wrestling, whether it's horror movies. And I think, like you said, with Super, you're allowed to have a voice and say things that you wouldn't be able to say with other genres. And that's why horror is always so malleable and it's always so consistent. Because the thing is, you can make a movie for $1.75, but if you got a good idea and you can execute it just right, you're good. And the fan base will love you they'll be like, oh, look what this motherfucker did for $1.75. And that's it. We need to can we make Super for $1.75? That's the
maybe. I mean, shit. We shoot it on an iPhone and we can.
It's like better movie. It might be a better movie as $1.75 movie.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it might be.
It's the movie Five Below. Didn't want you to see.
Non-union and just
not.
Get all my friends.
Union? What the fuck is a union? Crafty? What's crafty?
Yeah,
it's funny. Like that's you can tell what kind of set you're on based on craft, right? Like that's You know, it's like, oh, somebody got a bag of Tostitos and like salsa, and like if that's craft, you better tighten that belt, son, because you ain't getting fed today on that set.
And
I'll tell you that.
Absolutely, man.
So, what are you working on now? What's in the future for you, Rigo?
Oh man, you know, I think. What a question. I don't know what's in the future, man. Anything is possible, but I could just explode right now, you know.
Holy shit. Highest rated episode ever.
Yeah, spontaneous combustion.
Bro, you gotta watch this video.
You know, I acted in a couple of movies in 2025. I had a good, you know, I'm very grateful, man. I had a good summer, and it's a lot of indies. But dude, I mean, they're awesome indies. I acted in something. I acted in this like comedic drama with like, it was like an ensemble piece with a bunch of other awesome like New York City actors, man. It was so great. My character was so fun. And then I did another ensemble thing where it's like, it was this lo-fi, like shot on mini DV genre movie that all I can say is that it feels like the Warriors on Adderall or something. Like it's like put the Warriors in a microwave, and that's what this movie is called, Knights of Night. And it's like one of the most shocking things I have like ever seen, dude. It's wild. And again, another ensemble piece with all these awesome New York City, you know, young talent, and man, and a bunch of other things. I'm like blanking. And one really cool thing is that I acted in Larry Fessenden's new movie.
Oh shit!
That I don't know if the news is out yet, but I acted in his, and that was, man, what a great time. And that cast is crazy good, dude. So
is it a genre piece?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's all.
Great horror, yeah, absolutely. Horror movie with a lot of heart, just like most of Larry's stuff, you know. So that was a great experience, man. And all these things should be coming out soon, you know. It's really awesome. And then I'm venturing into my directorial debut, man. I'm trying to make a feature film titled Pull, a dark comedy. And it's a weird little heartbreaking movie about a breakup and a ventriloquist dummy. And it's a weird little movie, but I'm trying to get that one made, you know, stepping up as a director, you know what I mean?
It's time.
Yeah, definitely, dude.
I mean, you know, you've been under the learning tree for so long. It's kind of like you just have to make that leap and say, fuck it. You know, like just pull the trigger.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You know, it's funny. I've you know, I've been around for a while, you know, and I've just been spectating, just watching people in this biz. And it's interesting. Like, I feel like making movies, it's not what it used to be. And like, I even think that like indie is no longer that simple to define, man. I think like, you know, at one point people were saying that neon movies and A24 was considered indie. It's just like, no, man, those are like big cats now. Like that shit is done. You know what I mean? Like indie's like the shit even second to below what that could be, you know what that is. So like dude, it's so inspiring, man. Like I just see so many people who are like, yo, like nobody's gonna give me money, so I'm just gonna do this shit all on my own. And a lot of times it's kind of spooky because these people have to like use their life savings, or they have to get a loan or whatever. But point being is that like, and then I also have friends that are like making this shit for nothing, and they just do it on their own and just from favors. It's like socialism, man. You know what I mean? It's just like trade and barter, and it's just like, yo, can you do sound on my thing if I am a grip on your thing for free? You know what I mean? And like,
Oh yeah.
And it's crazy because that's how this shit gets made, and these things play at festivals, man, and these things are like actual feature films. And it's really inspiring, and not saying that all movies can be done that way. Like,
No.
like if you want to make a movie that has like a little bit more of a fancier setup, fancier camera moves, you want certain rigs and dollies and cranes, go do your thing. And I completely commend you for it, and try to get the money for it. I completely understand that. But just knowing the fact that the option to make the thing on your iPhone for nothing is there, I think is a beautiful thing in this in filmmaking.
Yeah. Zoran Mandami presents Godfather 3.
I mean, facts, right?
Yeah, like
imagine him as as Michael Corleone.
Listen, if I ever need someone to raise funds, I'm going to Zoran. I'm like, listen, man,
Dude.
I got this movie called Super. I need you to drum up some money.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
He would get it. He would listen. He's like, it's like, what is it? The mayor in Jaws? He could be the mayor in Super. Fucking great. He'd be awesome.
Doesn't Jaws take place? Isn't that it doesn't it, gosh, I don't remember where it took place. Isn't it? I feel like for the longest time I thought it was Long Island.
It's based on a dude from Long Island who's a shark hunter. The Quint character is based on a real dude from Long Island.
There it is.
And only it could be. Only on Long Island could that, like, oh yeah, the guy from Jaws is a real guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, Rigo, I want to thank you for coming on The Offering today. It really means a lot to me. I believe in you, and I think you're going to do great things. I think you're a great actor. I think Super is the movie I should be in. I'm willing to do Full Frontal, but Rigo, I really do believe in you, and just keep doing your thing. Go listen to Super, folks. It's out there. You've got so much in the pipeline right now. What is that? Night on Night? Is that Warriors movie?
It's called Knights of Night, like Knights K and then Knights of Night, and it's fucking wild, dude. That'll be coming out soon.
Night on Night is my all black pornography.
Oh damn.
Folks, this has been The Offering. I've been here with my good friend Rigo Garay. If you'd like to see him get a blowjob, watch Crumb Catcher. It's on streaming and Blu-ray. The knob gets slobbed, and that's why you come to The Offering.
No. No.
That was a prosthetic penis. Just so we're all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no. It was.
Were you in a relationship at the time? You had to tell them. You're like, no, baby. That was not real. This is movie making.
Yeah. Yes. And no, it was a very planned out and scene. We were all very professional there, and it was all part of the deal.
That's why they don't let old Uncle Jerry on those things. I'm method.
Exactly, man. I love your show, man. I think it's such a wonderful thing. I listened to a bunch of your episodes, man, and I love these deep dives, man. I learned a lot, and yeah, man, and it's quite a treat, man. And I love just talking with you, dude. I'm glad we got real, and we got into some deep shit. You know what I mean? And I'm not the most flowery speaker. I'm a very anxious person, but I feel like
Listen, I had a panic attack before the show. True
I have a
story.
panic attack every minute, so that's
Jeez, yeah.
but well, I hope your panic attack wasn't because of this.
No, no.
Oh, okay.
It was chicken related.
Chicken related.
Yeah.
Was it raw? Were you afraid of that?
No, I almost burned the chicken.
You almost burned the chicken. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, burnt chicken is okay, but dipping in raw with chicken, now you're in danger there, Jerry.
Listen, I will not be in charge of the catering and crafty on Super because of the chicken incident.
Yeah.
Rigo, listen, I'm really happy to have you here today, and I just want to wish you nothing but continued success. Keep doing your thing. This guy's got 100 things in the pipeline. It's crazy. You're up next. It's on you. So that's it. That's all I got to say. Folks, thank you for listening to The Offering. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash something. I don't know. Get out there and smash the patriarchy. I don't know what to tell people, but I do know what to tell them. I'm Jerry Horror. This has been The Offering. Mostly horror, always genre.
This has been a Sick Boy Wolfgang production. Thank you for listening.
I liked your whole rant in one of your episodes about Mark Maron. You're just like, yo, save some pussy for the rest of us, bro. Like, dude, you had me dying there, dude.